I gotta say, Volume 10 is a banger, probably one of the best volumes from the second year, and was well worth the wait. It only features the second years and the main focus is on the special exam, something that people have been asking for a while now. I'll leave the exam talk to the end since it's the biggest portion of the volume.
Would you mind coming somewhere with me first?
What are you trying to pull?
Kiyotaka invited Horikita for a meeting to discuss her plans for the new special exam. For a while now, Kiyotaka has only been observing his class and doesn't give any advice to Horikita, so she was surprised he was quite interested in talking about the exam. After a long talk, Horikita questions Kiyotaka. Why did he change his approach? Why is he willing to help now? And what does he gain from it? She wanted to know where he used to live, which school he attended, and his end goal. Now, this is nothing new. Horikita already questioned him in the past, and he avoided answering. This time it was not different. He said he wasn't comfortable and she stopped pursuing this topic. An awkward silence arrived. Both of them wanted to leave, so they tried to finish their coffee. After taking a sip, both of them said at the same time, "It's cold," followed by, "Don't copy me." Kiyotaka found it funny that their minds were in sync, and unconsciously both of them ended up smiling. Horikita was in shock because she had never seen Kiyotaka smile before, and to be fair, I think it was a surprise to us readers as well. It's a shame we didn't get an illustration for this, but oh well. Kiyotaka was interested in the reason why both of them expressed such an emotion, and asked Horikita if she knew why they smiled. Horikita panicked and was not able to answer because she's an introvert. Kinda reminds me of Yukino and Hachime's relationship in Oregairu. But the interesting part is what comes after this. Horikita tries to end the conversation really fast and says she got something to do. The thing is, she had already told him that she had nothing to do that day, so the reason why she tried to distance herself from Kiyotaka is probably because she got embarrassed. I read her side story and honestly it's really good. It feels like it's love, but since Horikita never felt something like that before, she can't really know, so there is still some room for discussion. Anyways, congrats Horikita. If you think about it, she was able to make him smile before Kei. Horikita and girl confirmed? Speaking of and girl, we can't rule out Ichinose, can we? Yet again, she has another scene with Kiyotaka, and I gotta say, she's reaching peak yandere levels, and she has pink hair, guys. Nothing good can come out from this. Anyways, Kiyotaka invites Kanzaki to his room to hang out, and he brings his whole family, Ichinose, Amikura, and Watanabe. Nothing interesting happened. Ichinose just said the usual stuff, that she's gonna try her best with her friends, blah 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 blah. And to be fair, that is what Kiyotaka asked her to do in Year 1 Volume 11.5, so I guess we gotta wait for that promise. Now, Ichinose will do anything in order to meet Kiyotaka alone, so what did she do this time? Well, she left her phone in Kiyotaka's room on purpose, so she had an excuse to see him. This might sound crazy to us, but Kiyotaka actually got more curious about Ichinose after this, and to be fair for Kiyotaka, it might be interesting to see someone righteous like Ichinose doing something that goes against her own ideals. Anyways, Kiyotaka gives her phone back, but that is not enough for yandere Ichinose, is it? She leans on his chest and trips on purpose so he could hug her. Ichinose tells him that every day she's more in love with him and that she'll never fall this much for anyone else. However, Ichinose was careless and didn't lock the door, so Watanabe ended up seeing the hug. Ichinose was in shock but was able to maintain her composure. Watanabe tried to leave, but Ichinose insisted he stayed. She told him that she was the one that hugged him, so Kiyotaka was not at fault and apologized. "You are apologizing too much these days, Honami. I don't think an apology is going to work with Kei." Watanabe was feeling guilty for not knocking on the door, so he told them a secret to even things out, and make them just sure that he was not going to spread their hug. This was a story of how he got cut by his friend. Yeah, it kinda sucks, poor guy, he can't get rest. The scene ends with Ichinose saying that she'll help him with Amikura. Kiyotaka was impressed with this new Ichinose. She was able to pull people to her side so easily and far surpassed his expectations, to the point that he was questioning if he still needed to help Kanzaki oppose Ichinose. A huge surprise we got in this volume is Morishita Ai. She's a Class A student that was introduced back in volume 9.5, but at the time she didn't leave a great impression. She felt like a filler character, however this time it's a lot different. Kei and Kiyotaka were on a date and found Ai sleeping on a bench. Kei asked Ai what she was doing there and she told Kei she was waiting for Kiyotaka. Kei got mad that Kiyotaka knew many girls from other classes, which made Ai interested in Kei. Kei fans, prepare yourself because she's about to bully your girl. She questioned Kei on why she dated Hirata, or rather, why Hirata chose her as a girlfriend. Her reasoning was that Hirata was too good for her. He would never willingly pick an irresponsible girl like Kei. She then touches Kei's cheeks and tells her that she used to wear heavy makeup to mask the real Kei. She cooked with this one, not gonna lie, but the bullying didn't stop here. She told her that it was weird that a coward and sensitive girl like Kei could be a strong leader for the girls. Of course, Kei was shaken by this. Hugh tried to change topics and argue that he's dating Kei because they get along, and since I didn't have experience in romance, she gave in and apologized to Kei. Kiyotaka was surprised by her analysis of Kei and was wondering why he never heard of her. The reason for this is that I never saw a reason to do anything, because she thought that she could graduate in Class A with Sakayanagi as a leader. But that's not the case anymore, so she will take action on her own. Honestly, she left a really good impression on this volume. Her analysis of Kei reminds me of the Kiyotaka thought process, so we can probably assume she's a genius. Also, Kinu is already hyping her up by putting her in the Comic Alive cover along with Sakayanagi, so expect great things from her in the future. Finally, we get to the exam. A small disclaimer. This exam is really good and it's better experienced by reading, because I won't be able to summarize the turns and interactions. Otherwise, the video would be like 1 hour long or more. First of all, let's start with the rules. They are simple, but the wording might confuse some people, so try to follow along. This exam is divided in two actions, attack and defense. What the attacking class will do is pick 5 different students from the defending team to answer questions based on teams. They can also pick the difficulty of each question, but they need to use points, so it's not really worth it. The defending class can protect 5 students from answering these questions, but they don't know who the attacking class will pick, so it's just guessing. If the attacking class picks a protected student, it counts as a right answer for the defending class, so they get 1 point. Each right answer earns them 1 point, and after 3 wrong answers, the student is forced to drop out of the exam. Keep in mind, this doesn't mean they are expelled from the school. This will only be relevant if their class finishes in last place. The first place gets 100 class points, second and third get minus 50 points, and fourth place gets minus 100 points, and one of the dropout students from the exam gets expelled. The leaders are the ones that will decide who to attack and defend. They also cannot answer questions and can't be expelled. The leaders for this exam were the usual: Sakayanagi, Horikita, Ichinose, and Ryuen. This exam ends after 20 turns, which means every class needs to attack and defend 20 times. Let me give you guys an example so it's easier to understand. Let's say the turn order is A, B, C, D, A. This means A will attack B, B will attack C, and so on and so forth. So, Class A picks sports as a team and chooses Kiyotaka, Kei, Sudo, Hirata, and Kushida to answer questions. Horikita doesn't know who Class A will attack, so she has to guess. Let's say she protects Ike, Koenji, Sato, Kei, and Hirata. What happens here is that Kei and Hirata don't need to answer the question and get 1 point each, but Kiyotaka, Sudo, and Kushida still need to answer. After this, Class B will attack Class C, and so on and so forth. And after this cycle is over, 1 turn is completed. The order changes and they restart. After 20 turns, the exam ends. As I said, I can't really give a summary of all attacks because the video would be huge, so let's talk about the most interesting moments. Ichinose wanted to have 0 dropouts, so she asked Ryuen for an alliance. At first he denied, but later he changed his mind because he didn't want Ichinose to finish last place. His goal was to make Class A sink and expel a student this time around. Another spicy moment was Ichinose picking Kei on attack for 10 turns in a row. Now, To clarify some things here, yeah, she could have picked anyone else but chose K on purpose. Her goal, however, was not to expel K, as she doesn't see K as an obstacle in her quest for love. Ichinose's goal was to make Horikita protect K every turn to give them 3 points, to make sure Class A finished last. I gotta say, everyone pretty much got together to bully Class A and K in this volume. Last but not least, we got Hashimoto Betrayal. It was hinted in volume 9.5 and I even predicted this in my last video. Hashimoto faked playing on his phone while sending Ryuen the attacks from Class A. Ryuen defended every single attack from them and Sakayanagi was not able to counter, so Class A finished 4th place. They drew papers to choose who would be expelled and Masumi was the chosen one. And like most students, she took the loss like a boss and didn't even care about it. She was kinda cute, but oh well. Sakayanagi later discovers that Hashimoto was the one that betrayed them and confronts him. He says he did it for the class. He thinks that Sakayanagi's leadership is not enough to graduate from Class A, and this exam was an example of that. So he wants to pull Kiyotaka to their side. Sakayanagi's goal is to defeat Kiyotaka, so she gets mad at this and tells Hashimoto that she'll be the one to expel him. But Hashimoto is not a pussy. He's going to fight back and says he will be the one to expel her. Do you think Hashimoto will be able to do it? Hashimoto is not stupid. He wouldn't betray his class without a safeguard. So I'm excited to see what he has in store for us. The final results for the exams are Ryuen in 1st place with 69 points, I see you Ryuen, Ichinose in 2nd place with 62 points, Horikita in 3rd place with 59 points and Sakayanagi 4th with 53 points. Ryuen yet again proves that he is unmatched when it comes to schemes, unless your name is Kiyotaka, and completely obliterates the competition. The current class standings should be something like this. We also get to know what Kiyotaka's end goal is. He plans to leave a memory of him in all the students from his year, by making their classes reach full potential. I guess that conversation with Manabu really changed his view. Also, he confirms that he is ready to deal with Kei, Ichinose and his class by the end of this year. Unfortunately, I had to leave some things out. I'll try to cover them more in depth in other videos, but my goal here was to summarize the most important parts in the least amount of time possible. Anyways, what do you think about this volume? And what are your expectations for the future ones? Are you hyped for volume 11? I sure am. The main focus shifted to the exams, and that is my favorite part of this series. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and until next time, take care.